NASCAR is taking up all the attention recently as Joe Gibbs Racing heats up the NASCAR Cup Series. With back-to-back victories in May, this legendary team is on fire and looking to push their winning streak to new heights. But what's causing their unexpected surge in track dominance? Join us as we uncover the secrets to their success and explore whether they have what it takes to keep the engine roaring all season long. But before that, please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button for more whereabouts on NASCAR. Joe Gibbs Racing jumped to the top of the NASCAR Cup Series standings with back-to-back victories in May, and the team could be halfway to its longest winning streak in more than 7 years, after Chevrolet dominated the first 3 months of the season with 8 wins in the first 10 races, including 4 from Hendrick Motorsports teammates William Byron and Kyle Larson. JGR has pushed to the front, with back-to-back wins to start the month of May. Martin Truex Jr.'s 54-race winless streak ended on May 1st at Dover Motor Speedway, and Denny Hamlin's 33-race losing run ended a week later at Kansas Speedway. With Christopher Bell's win in the dirt race at Bristol Motor Speedway on April 9th, JGR has won 3 of the last 5 races. But the last 2 wins could be especially helpful because of where they happened. Since the 4th race of the season on March 12th at Phoenix Raceway, the last Cup Series race at a downforce track where aerodynamics play a big role was at Dover. After the Daytona 500 on February 19th, NASCAR's season started on 3 of these tracks. For the next 6 weeks, though, the races were held at different venues each week. During that time, the series held 2 races on superspeedways, 1 on a road course, 2 on short tracks, and 1 on a dirt track. Starting with Dover, however, the series has 5 races in a row and 6 out of 7 races on tracks where handling and downforce are important. This weekend, NASCAR heads to the 1.33-mile Darlington Raceway, where Joe Gibbs Racing has won 3 of the previous 6 races since 2020 and 10 overall. The organization's average finish at the Lady in Black is 11.9, which is its 4th best average finish at a NASCAR track. The track 1 spot higher is Charlotte Motor Speedway, which has a score of 11.8. And it just so happens that the next points-paying race is at Charlotte on May 28th, after the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro Speedway the week before. Only Richard Childress Racing has a better average finish at Charlotte, 12.4, and Hamlin is the reigning winner of the event. Getting to victory lane at both Darlington and Charlotte would give JGR a 4-race winning streak, which would tie the biggest winning streak the company has ever had, which it did in 2016. Kyle Busch won at Martinsville Speedway and Texas Motor Speedway in April 2016 to start the streak, and Carl Edwards won at Bristol and Richmond Raceway in a row after that. Busch then won at Kansas 2 weeks later, and Matt Kenseth won at Dover the week after that, giving JGR an amazing 6 wins in 7 races. Those were the best times for the 4-car team. In 2015, JGR also had 2 runs of 4 wins in a row. In the second half of 2015, when Busch was on his way to his first Cup Series title, the company won 8 of the 11 races. Jimmy Johnson ended up winning a record-tying 7th Series title in 2016, but JGR's 4 drivers still won 12 races that season. Since then, JGR has had some great seasons, especially in 2019, when the team won 19 races and Busch won his 2nd title. But since 2016, it hasn't won at least 4 races in a row. Even a 5-win streak is not impossible, since Busch and Truex led 108 of 240 laps last season at Worldwide Technology Raceway near St. Louis, where the Cup Series will go after Charlotte. And last but not least is Ty Gibbs, whose top 5 speed at both Dover and Kansas made people take notice. Gibbs has only continued to progress throughout his rookie season, despite the fact that the finishes didn't show for it due to a fueling problem at Dover and an accident at Kansas. Even with Busch going to RCR, the team has enough cars to win this season. At the halfway point of the regular season, rookie Ty Gibbs, who is the grandson of team owner Joe Gibbs, is the only JGR driver who hasn't won a race yet. However, he still has 4 top 10 finishes in the first 12 races. The regular season's point race is being led by Ross Chastain, but behind him in 2nd place is Christopher Bell, 3rd place is Denny Hamlin, and in 4th place is Martin Truex. Hamlin and Truex have both won 5 races at both Darlington and Charlotte. Bell, on the other hand, has placed 6th or better in both 2022 races at Darlington and was 5th in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. Hamlin has won more races at Darlington than any other current full-time driver, and Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex are tied for the most wins at Charlotte among drivers who plan to run the whole season. Despite this, Hendrick remains at the top of the heap despite the recent success of JGR. Larson and Byron have been fast at almost every track this year, but that hasn't always shown in the finishing order. However, when they've been able to run a clean race without any outside problems, the pair finished at the front of the pack. For example, Larson has had a mechanical failure or been in an accident in 8 of the 12 races this season, most of which can be attributed to bad luck. If the number 5 and number 24 vehicles can reach the end of the race without suffering any damage, they will almost certainly be in the top position in the standings. However, there are still 14 races left before the Cup playoffs begin, which begs the question, who will be the most important players in the battle for the regular season crown? Chase Elliott had a 65-point lead after 12 races of the 2022 season and showed no signs of slowing down on his way to winning the regular season title and the 15 playoff points that came with it. After 12 of 2023's races, it appears like the competition is wide open. Who do you think is going to take the title this year? Tell us in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button for more updates. Even though Chastain hasn't won a race since Talladega Superspeedway in April of last year, he's currently in first place in the regular season point standings with 5 top 5 wins in 12 races. He has led 254 laps, which places him third all-time behind the Hendrick combo of Byron and Larson, and he is currently in the lead of the series with an average finish of 11.6. In the current standings, he has slightly over a half-race lead over Bell, Hamlin, and Truex, 31, 36, and 36 points respectively. But with 14 races still to go, this is by no means a guarantee of victory. JGR has had an unexpected increase in speed over the past month, and each of its 3 drivers has taken the checkered flag since the beginning of April. Larson is 8th in the results, 66 points behind Chastain. Despite having 5 finishes of 29th or worse, Chastain's worst finish of the year is 28th. Byron is now in 9th place with 73 points behind them. This total takes into account the penalty of 60 points that they had received at Richmond. If the team, ranked 24th, hadn't committed a penalty, Byron would be 13 points further back in 2nd place. All of the drivers in the garage have either shown the most consistency or have the fastest speed. Therefore, it appears that the drivers who drive for Hendrick, JGR, and Chastain are the drivers with the best chance of winning the championship for the regular season in August. However, the race is still wide open for the time being. It's a reward that every team will be vying for, as the 15 playoff points will go a long way towards setting up a potential championship run at Phoenix Raceway. After the first 3 downforce races of the season, JGR and the rest of the Cup Series field seem to be a long way behind HMS. However, the Toyota team seems to have made a lot of progress while the series was on different tracks for a month and a half. The next race already has a lot of intrigue and curiosity because it is one of the most anticipated races on the calendar every year. Darlington Raceway is celebrating Throwback Weekend with historic and really inspiring paint schemes honoring renowned racers of the past. Several teams have already declared their plans and shown off their vehicles in preparation for the action next weekend. While the Southern 500 is the main event at Darlington, the spring race is not to be overlooked. It's a track that has not seen back-to-back winners since Jimmy Johnson won both races in 2004. Hamlin, who won his 4th race at Kansas today, leads all active drivers with 4 victories at Darlington. Kevin Harvick is second with 3 victories, followed by Eric Jones and Martin Truex Jr., both with 2. Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Joey Logano are among the other winners. Although qualifying is important, pole position may not signify much at this track. The pole sitter has only won twice in 37 races since 1997. Those were Harvick in 2014 and Logano the previous year. The last 3 races at Darlington have been won by all 3 manufacturers, with Jones and Chevrolet being the most recent winners. So that's all we've got for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what you think of the video in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in the upcoming video.